Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I am First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. Had a rainy and stormy morning. Of course, we had that tornado warning that we did end up getting confirmed by radar down in Henry and Spalding County. It impacted Fayette County as well. So we do have crews going down there. We'll check in with some of them in just a few minutes here. We're in contact with the National Weather Service to see if they're planning on surveying any of that today. They're actually, from what we know right now, surveying some of the potential tornado damage further south of our viewing area from yesterday. So definitely going to be a busy week over in the Weather Service office in Peachtree City, which is what serves us. But in the meantime, let's talk about what is going on out there right now. For those of you continuing your morning here, this is just at 10 o'clock on the dot. If you're watching this live, if you're watching it a little bit later by any chance, just know that this very well could have changed, because if you're not watching it live with us, the radar is going to look very different in the next few hours. And I'll talk about what to expect on this First Alert weather day throughout the next couple of minutes here. So rain and storms moving into Jasper and Putnam County. Nothing severe right now. We're not expecting anything severe through the rest of the day either. However, we are watching for the potential for flash flooding across the area, especially along and south of I-85. You see this risk, about a 5% risk for flash flooding. That's going to be the best chance for flash flooding today, is mainly along and south of the I-85 corridor. And with the rainfall totals that you can see, the additional rain that we're going to pick up through the rest of the day, highest totals are down towards Eatonton, Covington, Athens, Griffin, where you could pick up an additional half to maybe an inch of rain. And add that on top of already very impressive rainfall totals. The city of Atlanta picked up, I believe, 2.5 inches of rain, or almost 2 inches of rain yesterday. Some spots did pick up over 2 inches of rain yesterday. We do have a few rivers and creeks in minor flood stage, or expected to go into minor flood stage today. No major flooding expected, but just know with this additional rainfall through the rest of the day, that could lead to some ponding in the roadways. Obviously, the roads are going to stay wet, especially for that evening commute along and south of the I-85 corridor. So just drive carefully as you're going out and about today. Flood watch does remain in effect until 8 o'clock tonight for most of Metro, with the exception of areas north and west of the city of Atlanta. And this is pretty much just the National Weather Service and our way of telling you to just be careful on the roads, because ponding is still a possibility. Maybe some flash flooding with creeks and streams continuing to rise as everything starts to kind of trickle down. So just use caution as you're driving out and about today. Taking you through First Alert Futurecast, we'll keep scattered showers around, at least some light rain across Metro, heaviest rain south of I-85 through the afternoon. So for the afternoon commute home from school, picking up the kids from school a little later this afternoon, temperatures will be in the low 60s. We're actually going to continue to see our temperatures fall through the day. We started in the mid to upper 60s. We'll head into the low 60s this afternoon, with scattered showers possible through the early afternoon. For the evening commute, again, that focus will remain primarily south of I-85 from Athens to Covington to Eatonton, Griffin, Thomaston. You'll deal with rain for the evening commute. A cold front's currently moving through. It's going to be a very slow moving cold front, so that's why the rain will linger south of the city throughout the evening tonight. Now, after sunset, skies will clear, temperatures will drop. Naturally, a cold front's moving through, so we will be colder tomorrow morning, waking up in the upper 30s to low 40s across the area tomorrow. We'll see a lot of sunshine, and high temperatures tomorrow will struggle to get near 60 degrees. It will be a chilly day, and it's also going to be quite breezy. The wind is going to pick up. That's going to add to the chill. You'll definitely need a layer all day long tomorrow, probably the coat for the morning, and maybe just like a nice sweater for the afternoon, because it will remain chilly and breezy. We won't really see a lot of shade, or we won't see much cloud cover, so that'll be nice. The sunshine will help feel warm, but in shady spots, it'll definitely feel a lot cooler tomorrow. Now, again, a cold front moving through today. That's going to usher in much cooler air for this upcoming week, and that colder air is really going to take over for the rest of the work and school week. But there's kind of a caveat to that, a little bit of fine print for you. We're going to have what we call a cutoff low. Essentially, it's an area of lower pressure that's going to cut off from a main system and push south. And what that's going to do is help pull in some more cold air, and also reinforce the chance for a few showers Thursday night into Friday. So we'll get kind of a secondary shot of cold air. We'll briefly go into the low 70s Thursday afternoon, and then this cutoff low pulls in cooler air Thursday evening into Friday, and leaves us cooler for the back half of the week and into the start of the weekend. And you can see that here with our forecast high temperatures. Mid-60s today. We're in the low 60s tomorrow. A lot of our suburbs not making it out of the 50s. With that breeze tomorrow, it's going to feel quite cold, so make sure you have the layers with you tomorrow. We'll go back in the upper 60s Wednesday, which will feel pleasant with a lot of sunshine. Wednesday will honestly be a really nice day. Thursday, we'll see an increase in cloud cover, highs in the low 70s, and then that cutoff low comes, pulls in a reinforcing shot of cold air, offers us a few showers Thursday night and Friday, and we're back into the mid-60s on Friday. Here's a look at your First Alert 7-day forecast. So we'll continue our First Alert weather day today for on and off showers. Again, that severe weather threat has ended for the area, which is good. So we're not worried about severe weather any longer. There are active severe storms going on down to our south, but our severe weather threat has come to an end across the area. Now we're just looking at scattered showers through the rest of the day. Ponding in the roadways is possible. We'll wake up chillier tomorrow in the 40s, low 60s and sunshine tomorrow and breezy. So just have the layers handy. Upper 60s Wednesday. We'll have that rain chance Thursday night into Friday, low 70s Thursday, mid 60s Friday, and look, we're back into the low 40s Saturday and Sunday morning. A lot of the suburbs in the 30s, highs in the low 60s Saturday. We'll go back near 70 degrees on Sunday, so the end of the weekend will actually end up really, really nice. So, of course, our team was actively tracking severe weather this morning. We were tracking storms through parts of Henry and Spalding County, Fayette County, and we actually have a really cool video. I'm going to bring in Atlanta News First anchor Gravir Dinzad. She's going to kind of talk you through where some of our reporters are and some of the video we caught. So while we were on air, you had First Alert meteorologist Ella Dorsey, Rodney Harris, and I tracking the storm, but also looking at some of the GDOT cameras, because not only is First Alert radar a great tool to use for tracking storms, Gravir, but so are the GDOT cameras, because that can give us a live look at what people are dealing with as they're out on the road. And believe it or not, we actually caught the tornado going over I-75 in Henry County while we were on TV. I was back there searching the GDOT cameras. Rodney and Ella were there kind of tracking where this storm was going. So our teamwork got some really incredible video, and you have that for everybody at home.
Listen, when that actually Brooks was on the air reading a story about March Madness, when the producer said, "Stop. We've got a tornado," and Ella went on the air, and you guys were wall to wall, and I have to tell you, did an amazing job letting everybody know exactly where the storm was moving. You were street to street, minute by minute, so that people could prepare and get ready. And absolutely, Courtney, while Ella was talking, you were back behind the scenes tracking where this tornado was. And we want to give you a look at this, because this moved across Interstate 75. Pretty incredible. Take a look.
Camera. The cars are not moving here. That's
well,
what
you
you
can
see.
actually, wow, look
Unbelievable.
at this is incredible.
They've come to a complete stop.
This is I-75. This is in Henry County, where the tornado may be crossing. This is the tornado warm storm that you are watching as we speak. Look at those winds.
Yeah, you can see the wind picking up. And the thing is, most of these cars, Ella, at a complete stop, they're not moving right now. So this camera that you're looking at is where the tornado warning is, along I-75 at Bethlehem Road. So unbelievable imagery here.
You can see the wind gusts literally gusting. Now is there any way we can double box this in the back with this camera, and also to show people where they may be looking? Again, guys, this is I-75. So you just saw a picture of that potential tornado right here, cross I-75 in Henry County. Wow, that is incredible. Okay, so it now looks like it is east of I-75.
Yeah, so
The GDOT camera, the car.
So actually, that was it. I mean, we were live on the air when that tornado moved through. You know, often we get videos later from, storm chasers or someone who happens to just catch it. This morning, Courtney Jacobazzi was tracking all of our cameras and just happened to see that. So good job to our meteorologist this morning. Just a great job letting people know what had happened. Don Shipman was out tracking the conditions on the roads for us this morning in the First Alert breaking news tracker when we heard that there was storm damage in Henry County and some of the other areas, so we sent him to that location. So here's what he found when he arrived.
We're just off of Vaughn Road on Westward Drive, and we've noticed a lot of trees down. I want to show you right here, because you can see this one right across some power lines, and then just up the way here is a driveway into a home, and they have a tree right across the driveway right here. So we were making our way across the area when all of you guys, our meteorologists, were talking about that tornado that was basically kind of bouncing along the way here. And this is what we're noticing. We notice these little spots, these little areas where there are trees down. In this area, we've noticed that emergency personnel have blocked off a portion of the road. They've been placing some orange cones around the area where trees are into the road. As far as roads being closed altogether, that is not the case. traffic is able to get by all these locations, but it's one of those things where you certainly do want to slow down. To give you an indication as to where we are located right now, we are right near Griffin right now, and during the height of that tornado warning, that's when our team of meteorologists were talking about that debris field that they could see on the radar, which indicated to them that that tornado may have been kind of dropping down, hitting the ground, and then popping back up into the clouds, and then quickly moving. This is one of those areas where we're seeing some of that damage. Of course, we'll learn more as we go throughout the day here, and also we'll learn more from the National Weather Service. I'm sure they will be sending out some teams to the area to survey and find out exactly what happened here.
So Don Shipman out live for us this morning, and of course you'll have another report coming your way live on Atlanta News First at noon with just the latest information about what he's finding in the First Alert Breaking News Tracker. And of course our meteorologists are keeping track of the weather for you too. The good news is, for the most part, as Courtney mentioned, most of the severe weather has moved out of our area. It's still quite a bit of rain maybe to the south and the east of us, but if you're north of Metro, you're pretty dry right now. Cooler temperatures, but dry. Another story that's been gaining a lot of traction on social media is really kind of a bizarre story. There are a lot of questions today after a dead horse, yes, a horse, was found on a sidewalk in downtown Atlanta. So Atlanta News First Blake Devine reports on what we know and what we don't know so far.
A shocking sight, to say the least. A horse discovered dead here in downtown Atlanta within a busy intersection. Police say they have talked to the owner and he is cooperating, saying that his horse suffered a medical emergency and collapsed. Our cameras captured a tarp over the animal outside the Unity National Bank ATM on Peachtree Street. Hours later, the horse was removed by Atlanta police and Fulton County Animal Services. We caught up with a woman who has trained horses for more than 25 years. She says this horse appeared healthy.
It is not unlikely that could happen, and I say that it's not unlikely. It can happen, but it is weird that it happened in downtown Atlanta and then the horse is just left laying there with no equipment.
And whether or not it was pulling a horse carriage or simply just being ridden around downtown. Reporting outside the Atlanta Police Headquarters, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
So, of course, that's a story we're going to be following for you as we get a little more information about exactly what happened to that horse, who it belonged to, and, you know, why it ended up dead on the sidewalk there in Atlanta. We'll certainly pass that along to you. It is an exciting week for us here at Atlanta News First because it's the week that the St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway gets underway. And the prizes for this year are really incredible. But to qualify to win all of them, you got to keep that in mind. You do have to get your ticket on that very first day, which is April 10th. All the money raised supports families and children who are undergoing treatment at St. Jude. And this morning, Tracy Hutchins gives you a look at all the incredible prizes that you could qualify for if you purchase that ticket on that very first day. Okay. Well, so obviously the technical error on my end. We don't have Tracy talking about all the prizes, but I can tell you there's some pretty incredible ones. There is a $5,000 gift card, grocery card, that you could purchase groceries for your family for an entire year, it seems, because, you know, grocery prices are going up. So that's a great prize. How about a $2,500 in airline gift cards to fly anywhere in the world, to take a great vacation? How about a $10,000 shopping spree? Pretty nice, huh? We've got, of course, our big prize is our dream home. It is incoming, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, terrific amenities. It's a $750,000 home. It is incoming, and the Providence Group, of course, donated their time and their energy and their resources to get that done for us. But all of the money raised, what you're looking at here, is to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and the terrific work that they do, because families don't pay anything. And we actually met an adorable little girl here who is now thriving thanks to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Her family noticed early on that her eyes were kind of drooping a little bit. Turns out that she had a brain tumor, and the family went to St. Jude. She was treated there. She goes back periodically now to get checked out, but her family did not have to pay for anything, and that is what St. Jude is all about. So I just want to encourage all of you to purchase that $100 ticket. So $100, and you qualify for all these fantastic prizes, but you've got to do that on the first day, because after that, each prize starts to drop off. The big prize is that $750,000 four-bedroom, four-bath home incoming. And again, all of it goes live on April 10th, so get your ticket then. All right, I'm going to say see you later, because I got to go, but we're watching the weather for you, of course. And here is a look at the radar. This is what it looks like right now. And you can see most of the rain has moved out of metro Atlanta to the south and the east, but our weather team, of course, is going to stay on top of any potential severe weather if it comes our way. In the meantime, make it a fantastic Monday, everybody.